Have you ever wondered why you swim with so much effort, your arms moving non-stop, yet you still move slowly through the water, get tired quickly, and feel your shoulders hurting more and more? In fact, many people over 60 that I've met think, well, I'm older now, I'm weaker, so of course I can't swim like I used to. But the truth isn't quite that simple. In swimming, especially freestyle, there are some very small technical mistakes that seem harmless, yet quietly take away nearly half of your propulsion. And today, we're going to talk about the most common one of all: exiting the hand too early underwater. Before we go any further, let me ask you something. If you've ever felt tired quickly, even when you weren't swimming fast, leave a number 1 in the comments below. I'd really like to know if that feeling sounds familiar to you. When I talk about exiting the hand too early, I don't want to use complicated terminology. Just imagine this. You're rowing a boat, but you lift the oar out of the water before finishing the stroke. The boat still moves, but very slowly, and you get tired twice as fast. Swimming works the same way. Exiting the hand too early means your hand leaves the water before you've finished pushing the water straight back. Many people pull their hand out when it's still around chest level or the upper abdomen, instead of extending the push all the way back toward the hip. This causes you to lose the most important part of propulsion in every arm stroke. What's important to understand is that the strongest propulsion in freestyle doesn't happen when your hand first enters the water. It happens at the very end of the pull, when you push the water straight back using your back muscles and triceps. When you skip this phase, you're essentially swimming with only half the power you actually have. So why is this mistake so common among people over 60? The answer lies in both the body and the mind. According to studies in movement physiology, after the age of 50, shoulder mobility gradually decreases, especially internal rotation and shoulder extension. This makes many people feel uncomfortable when pulling the arm farther back. At the same time, the triceps and latissimus dorsi, the main muscles responsible for propulsion, also weaken if they're not used properly. But the psychological factor may be even more important. Many older swimmers carry a quiet fear. Fear of fatigue, fear of shoulder pain, fear of running out of breath. And the body's natural reaction is to pull the arm out early to feel lighter. It sounds reasonable, but that very action forces you to move your arms more often, faster, and in the end, feel even more tired. I once spoke with a gentleman over 65 in California. He told me, "I'm exhausted after half a lap, while others can swim the whole lap just fine." When we recorded an underwater video and showed it to him, he was shocked to see how early his hand was exiting the water. Almost no real pushing phase at all. The consequences of this mistake go beyond lost propulsion. It also increases the risk of shoulder pain. When you exit the hand too early, the shoulder has to do more work lifting the arm out of the water, instead of letting the back and triceps finish the push. Biomechanically, this increases stress on the front of the shoulder joint, an area that's already more sensitive in older adults. If you've ever finished swimming with soreness in the front of your shoulders while your back feels almost fine, there's a good chance you're making this mistake. Another sign is the feeling that the water is light. You keep swimming but never feel solid resistance in your hands. The water isn't light because you're weak. It's light because you're not pushing it the right way. And this is a very important point I want to emphasize. If you're still watching and you recognize these signs in yourself, leave a comment that says, "Okay," just one word, so I know you're truly listening and beginning to see the issue. The good news is that this mistake is completely fixable, and it's especially suitable for people over 60. You don't need to be stronger. You don't need to swim faster. You just need to slow down a little and make your arm stroke longer. The golden rule is slow, long, light. When your hand is underwater, don't rush to lift it out. Let the arm complete the entire path. A very simple mental cue is to quietly say to yourself, pull, push, touch the hip. When your hand reaches near the hip, that's the most natural and safest moment to exit the water. Rehabilitation specialists in the US often emphasize that long, controlled movements activate the latissimus dorsi, a large, durable muscle group that's far more suitable for older adults than relying on the shoulders and front arm muscles. When you use the right muscles, swimming feels lighter, even if your speed doesn't change. Out of the water, you can practice very simply. Stand upright, lean slightly forward, and slowly mimic the arm stroke. Feel your back pulling the arm down, then your triceps pushing it backward. Just 2 to 3 minutes a day. No sweat, no strength required, just correct awareness. When you get back in the water, allow yourself to swim slower than usual. Don't worry about how others look at you. At this age, the most important thing isn't speed, it's distance and sustainability. Extending each stroke by just a few extra centimeters can save you a surprising amount of energy. Of course, safety always comes first. If you have a history of shoulder pain, don't force the reach too far. A longer stroke doesn't mean forcing the joint. Let the movement stay natural and relaxed. If you feel sharp pain, stop and rest. Many studies on movement in older adults show that slow, controlled motions within a safe range not only improve efficiency, but also help maintain long-term joint health. Swimming with proper technique, in this way, isn't just exercise. It's a very refined form of caring for your body. Just one small change in how you pull your arms can turn swimming after 60 into a gentle, sustainable joy, instead of a constant battle with fatigue and shoulder pain. Exiting the hand too early is a small mistake, but its impact is huge. And the most beautiful part is this: you don't need to be younger or stronger to fix it. You just need to listen to your body more closely, slow down, and allow each stroke to be completed fully. If this video helped you better understand how to swim gently and safely after 60, I invite you to subscribe to Vital Health Hub. This is where we share small insights that can create big differences in your health and quality of life every day. I'll see you in the next video.